Eddie G. TV. Eddie G TV. Eddie G TV. Eddie G TV. Eddie G TV.
Okay, are we going now?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
Awesome.
how to work this shit, man. I hear myself echoing and I don't like that. I'm like,
So you
Anyway,
good now?
yeah,
Uh,
we're good. We're good. I feel like we're good. I'm just gonna cut this weed up here. So how you
Nice, nice.
good?
I'm a good. You're just saying you're just cutting up this weed. Like I normally I smoke before my interviews
See?
because I don't want to smoke during the interview. I feel like it takes away from the conversation sometimes. But
Yeah.
like I was just looking at like when I was on the screen before you came in, I was like, holy fuck, my eyes are like fucking chinked the fuck out. Smoked a nice fat before.
High. You look super high. Yeah, have
Yeah.
you been to the grocery store? Have you been out there?
Oh, I've been to the grocery store. Yeah, I've been waiting in line outside, and
Did you?
it's
How do you feel? Like, what do you think?
it's these are crazy times.
Yeah.
A lot of
It's
people are complaining about like me, I feel like I'm lucky to have a job. Like I know a lot of people I work with and people that I know that are working right now are like I don't want to like go outside. I'm like hey, like I don't have a bunch of money in the bank. Like I gotta keep working. Like
yeah. But it's
so.
scary to be like exposed like that, you
And
know?
it's getting so weird because I work, we gotta get a temperature check now, and it's been
What?
happening for like a little
Like they in
like
your mouth?
no like on our forehead.
Oh, on your forehead. Really? Damn.
Yeah, so I was saying like when we're waiting in line to get it done, and I was like, it's so weird that I'm getting used to like getting my temperature checked going into work. Like this is a weird thing. Like I'm getting used to that.
Really? That is weird. It is. Like they're talking like this could be long term 2 years. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Just in the middle of schooling. I had to quit school and they're not
I
starting
see.
my program back up.
I seen a thing like people said like if the crackhead downtown ain't dead in 14 days, I'm going back outside.
So I don't recommend that. I don't condone that. Stay the fuck
Yeah.
inside and don't put your head down. No.
No, this is a serious thing, but we got to make jokes like along with it too, right? Because it is a serious thing. But
No, I've had a couple of jokes here and there.
yeah,
Couple situations I've seen some fucking weirdos things,
yeah,
super weird. You know what I'm saying? So
all for fun.
how
Yeah, for like
when was the last time? I think I did an interview with you at. Were you at the Deb show, Low Deb?
no, I think we met once before and we talked about doing an interview, but I don't think
No,
we
we
ever
did.
we didn't do one.
Okay, well here
It's
we are.
it's our first time. It's our first time.
Okay,
Nice.
okay. So what's I know you don't. I'm gonna smoke. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'll pay attention to you, but I'm gonna
Okay.
smoke 100%.
Okay. One of
Is
the
there anything you want to ask me or?
yeah, uh getting ready for this interview, I was looking at some of your music videos and Die This Way.
Yes, that is way.
Yeah, it's like me, I'm half native myself. My mom is full native, and
Yeah,
we know a lot of these stories like of like I was watching this video the other day in Winnipeg. Like the guy was saying like 95% of like the missing cases are in indigenous women. Like, and it's like and then I was watching something on the corona like earlier about like in New York City, like most of the people like dying from it are black people, and really like the one guy made a point. He was like a lot of these people that don't have the money behind them, like it's
yeah,
not just it's like it's not just people of color. It's like poor people in general are
yeah,
just like dying from the and being more exposed to like these like missing cases and like the whole corona thing. People without money, right? So it's
yeah,
like I think a lot of like people like poor people like kind of like we when we try and get like out of this like we try and like reach for the stars. I feel
yeah,
like a lot of people like should go for like what if people of color took over like the middle class like my work in like I work at a warehouse.
yeah,
There's about 50 people on on our shift, there's
Yeah.
three Native people and there's like three Black people
Okay.
on like a 50 people. And I'm like, this is like a place where like it's a pretty good job. We make pretty good money. And it's
Yeah.
like, but it's like white people have been controlling those jobs for like ever. And I think when I watched the video on the missing girls in Winnipeg,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
guy the guy was saying it was like these girls are going out and they're sex trafficker workers
They're
because
being creative,
they don't have money.
right? It's
What's
not
that?
it's not an uncommon thing that society preys on what their perspective of poverty is. Poverty isn't a color. Poverty isn't a
Yeah,
race.
yeah,
Poverty is a circumstance, and unfortunate, and some of it is ancestral poverty,
right, yeah,
pain, and the COVID-19. I believe, like, I don't know what were you reading? I didn't catch that, so I want to take you back to what you just said there. That what was that on the COVID-19 that you seen a post, someone said something,
yeah. So
comment.
they're saying like New York City is like it's like really bad right now because the amount of people there, right? But
Okay.
the percentage of people dying, a big percentage of that is Black people,
It,
which is the poor people in New York City,
so
right?
this is like a statistically,
Yeah,
really.
because like I was saying, like because in the States you got to pay for
Have
your health
access
care, right?
to like what they need to have access to.
Yeah,
Like
like
is hygienic products, I'm assuming.
yeah,
Wow, I did not know this. So this is happening there, and then you read in Winnipeg
yeah.
that
That
go ahead.
yeah, yeah. In the missing cases, like missing people cases, like 95% of them were
And
Native women, and they're saying a lot of them were sex trafficking workers because they didn't have any source of getting money any other way. So
yeah,
like they're going out and doing that, and then end up missing. And it's like, but for that and like Winnipeg, it's like you gotta set up something like to figure out like how to stop that from happening. Like,
you know what? It's like
or do they even want to stop that from happening? It's like, you
they
know,
there needs to be better jobs provided, a better community. In the community, it's just like it's like a drought. Okay, so like in these communities for years, like what we're seeing as a crisis right now as
yeah,
we the streets stay here. I'm in London, Ontario. I can walk down the street. I don't have water problems. I don't have certain crises that some people are having right now. Like businesses are burning down because no one can tend to these businesses right now. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly,
Things are happening out of the norm, but these things, this level of crisis right now is normal for a lot of the people on the reservations out in Winnipeg, out in
right,
BC, in Edmonton and Vancouver, and even here in Canada, even on Oneida, there's conditions that are not, they're poor living conditions that has been swept under the rug, and it's not just, and people try to point fingers as if it's the own people's fault, but there's a bigger aspect to this. There's lack of funding all over. It's a matter of where's the funding going. Like there could be a vaccination right now for COVID-19, but where's the funding? Right? How many
right,
people got so much extra money this month? So I believe we are still very, very privileged right now in what's happening in this pandemic for receiving that money. But look at the places, these reserves, they don't get that money. They're not getting this help. They're not
yeah,
getting opportunities and people this. So I see how in New York the poverty of, and it could be per se whoever the poverty level is or whatever the
yeah,
race of the poverty in New York statistically, I could see that because poverty, when you're poor, you don't have access to your hygienic routine is completely different because it has to be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like your life is different. Life is very different. So what these people live every day is like usually addiction and homelessness go hand in hand and poverty, and that comes in all colors, shapes, and sizes. These people are being affected. I feel like they were affected silently and worst, and now it's the middle class that are being reported in statistics, and now that COVID-19 is being talked about. It's been happening for months now. It's just
yeah,
started talked about and just brought to Canada, right? So here in Canada, I believe with this, the aspect of poverty, you could be a target to get this virus. I feel like it's not just statistically the people who died who are in poverty. I feel like the sick, the people who are
Yeah,
sick. And like states is known to have more medical cases than here. But if you didn't know that London has more STD and HIV rate in Ontario than anywhere in Canada and the states.
oh wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
like it's and if you go to the website on COVID-19, they'll say if you have HIV or Hep C or things like this, you're very prone. Like it's lethal for you.
Yeah,
So that's another thing. A lot of people who live in poverty also have these type of infectious diseases from
exactly.
addiction, or you know what I'm saying? Unfortunate
Yeah,
situation. So,
exactly, exactly.
so what were you saying about die this way?
Yeah, I just wanted to like talk about like how you feel about all that, because like it's a really powerful song. Like
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I just wanted to like touch on the topic and kind of like say like yeah, like I appreciate when people put in like really like go on a good topic and shed light on a problem.
Yeah, actually, I wrote a status I think yesterday about our privilege, and a rapper I met in Toronto there at the Northern Power Summit, really cool guy, Moshari. I could be saying his name wrong. Um, Really cool guy. He reminded me. He's like, "Yo, like, yeah, we're privileged right now to get not just this money, but to have this sense of community and what we have in Canada during this pandemic. That here in Canada too, on reserves, our people are suffering still. Like, and imagine how horrific. Like, I have access to like masks and like different stuff. Like, there's no access to that. And you want clean water out there, they can't go to their tap. They're spending $50 on cases of water. You can go to the store right now, right beside me. Okay, right here on down by in the East End here in London. But he's selling 5 masks for $8. So you go to a reserve out there or in Winnipeg, it's like gonna be $80, $100, case of water, like, and that's real life. People
Yeah,
think these are like memes being shared. No, that's real life. That's really what they're doing. If they're doing it here in the city, and in your city and in Toronto, you're seeing hand sanitizers from the dollar store that are $15. You best believe out on
yeah,
reserves, it's
oh yeah,
reality. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Crazy. So how I feel about it is this: in that music video, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot. As I was doing the music video, I broke into the London hospital here that was being worked on. And I
okay,
and when I got into that hospital, it was like a scene in a fucking crazy movie. Uh, it was crazy because when you get in there, it was like they had someone tied up in there. Someone had there's needles everywhere. There was wires, like old wires for like the laptop cords, and it was all tied up. Someone was binded up. There's duct tape. So that duct tape I was wearing, like I had found that shit down there, and I was like, this is crazy. I just had
yeah,
like I looked at it, I was so scared, and when I went down the stairs, it's like the basement of an old hospital. So it almost looked like an empty car parking lot. And like the things I heard, and I had to turn my back like this for him to film me.
yeah.
Because Patrick, he's like, I'm not going down there. I was like, I gotta go. So I go down there, and I'm like, and the feeling I got going down there, I was like, yo, this could have been some women's or some people's last minutes. This could have been
Yeah,
the like it was really real. And I was wearing my cross, and I was like, and so the scene where I took my cross off was like, I looked at my stepkids at the time. I was like, I wore my cross, didn't I? They're like, yeah, you wore your cross. And I was like, fuck, like Christianity, like, and the things that are people, there's difference. Like, we're spiritual.
yeah,
People are more spiritual beings. And yes, Christianity is something that people believe in as well too that are also indigenous. And because
right,
I'm not Christian, but I wear my cross for a different type of reason, and we'll
yeah,
get into that. But so when I took it off, like it was a real thing. Like I found the dress outside. I found some of that stuff. Like I found a lot of that stuff, and so we put that scene together when she had to take off my necklace and put it down. Like it's a very impactful
yeah. I'm
statement.
definitely gonna have to go back and watch like the video again, like knowing this, like knowing about like
So when you look at the hospital, my back was turned, and I swear I was like, "There's like 15,000 ghosts behind me." I was like, "I'm gonna die." No, no. It was scary as
that's
fuck.
crazy.
Like, even around here, like it's things that happen with the homeless, like a lot of the girls we have went missing here in London. A lot of working girls, a lot of Indigenous girls. Like someone from my ex's own family was, left in the Thames. She was also a working
Oh,
girl. There's targets
oh,
on your back not only when you're in the sex industry and a woman, but when you're Indigenous. It's a different
yeah,
type of target. When you're black, it's a different target on your back. And the epitome
for
of
sure.
white privilege is accepting the fact that you don't have that target on your back. So that video was for me saying, just to the people that I love, like to my black friends, to my Indigenous friends, to my white friends, I just wanted to say, like, I see you and I understand that there's a privilege here and there's a miscommunication and misunderstanding. But to take a step and look and see, like, I get it, I grasp it, I accept it, and just to build from that with a real, raw, authentic relation with anyone around me. You know what I mean? Like, it's because it is true. I am Indigenous, but vaguely, and Portuguese. But I
Mm,
don't have to worry about waking up and not having a job because of the color of my skin. Where there's people out here who have to worry about that exact
yeah,
thing and only that thing, which is crazy and like mind blowing. You know what I mean?
yeah. So to turn this around, make it on a more positive note. I check out some of the other videos, and yeah, you got bars like and during this whole quarantine thing, like I know a lot of people are writing. Like you got you've been writing.
Oh yeah, like I've written so much. I've gotten on a different sound too. Like I've been doing different sounds and practicing with the keyboard, working with the keyboard. Like I've got different genres. I did a little bit of Johnny Cash, did a cover for that, and then I did some collabs that I've been working on, getting in on the Axl Rose's Boom Bap Express. Have you heard about that yet?
No.
No? Okay, check out
Uh,
Axl Rose. He's got Stray Specs is on it, actually, right?
okay.
He's on the Boom Bap Express, I believe. Sharky Jesse Anderson, Sharky's on there. There's a few people if you check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out for sure.
But yeah, I really have worked a lot on my delivery and my lyricism. It's just a different vibe. Music
Definitely.
has changed. Like the hip hop and the aspect of rap has really, really changed in the
Oh,
last.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, like I hear you for sure. Like there's a lot of like melody driven stuff now. That people
Yeah,
aren't
I
really.
do a lot of singing with it too.
What's that?
I do a lot of singing with my rapping.
Yeah, yeah.
I went and did vocal lessons with Brian Vollmer. He's like the lead singer of Helix. So like Helix toured with like Kiss. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah,
All them was really, really tight with him. So
that's huge.
like, yeah, it was really cool doing that. It changed my way of rapping and looking at music. Like it's really mathematical. So
Oh, for
looking,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I found like I haven't put out anything for a while. Like I was a rapper. I think when we first met, I used to put out
Yeah,
songs. Yeah.
that's
And then
cool.
what one new method that I tried for like new stuff was
Yeah.
kind of like I just put the beat on and I have the mic set up like right in front of me and
Mm-hmm.
I just roll one up and I smoke it and then like I just listen to the beat and as soon as I think of that first line I just record it. I don't even write it down.
That's what I've been doing in my closet, dog. I've been recording
Yeah.
shit in my closet. Like I learned about the way sound works. So like I
Mm.
put a blanket down and stood in my closet and it's working out all right. Have someone just engineering it a bit. So
I think like this way like it just comes out more natural.
yeah,
Uh,
you think so?
I always found like when I wrote a whole verse and sometimes like when I would spit the whole verse, sometimes the way I wanted to say it in the beginning, I kind of forgot how I said it a certain way,
Yes, yes. Common
and then
stress.
I so then
Yeah.
like if I just say it as soon as I think of it, it's like it's there. It's like oh that's how I
Yeah.
wanted it. Like
And then like you record it. Yeah, that's the thing. I struggle with that too. Like
that's only my rough copy. Like
yeah,
I build a rough copy like that, and then I learn the whole thing, and then I take it to my other buddy's studio.
and then that's exactly what I'm in the mix of doing. I don't know when or if we're gonna be able to get back, you know what I mean, to these other studios that we use. So like I started in getting equipment and stuff, and I'm gonna just start recording myself and learning how to engineer, and because it's a vibe too, right? When you're
Oh, for sure.
it's a part of your artistry. It's like that's what I feel like a lot of my uncut and a lot of my music I've released, like for example, Holy Now. Not that I
Yeah,
don't like them, it's just like I have so much more potential and experience and different knowledge now going through music lessons and seminars and learning from other artists and just humbling myself
yeah,
that there's like different when you become a songwriter things change I feel because I started this battling it's different like I was when you're battling you have a whole different persona and attitude and then you get into songwriting and being a songwriter and a performer it's it's like I had to learn
yeah,
and I became popular so fast that like people I had to learn really quick how the difference and how to act and how to be professional and
yeah.
light, you know?
Shit, I didn't even know. Like, I'm gonna check out. Do you have battles out?
Oh yeah, yeah. And yeah, I have a couple out there. I can send you a couple links. They're crazy. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah. Send
was
me the links.
I'd
Uh,
battle
uh,
I was known for it too. Like I'd battle everyone anywhere. Like I'd go to rap show and just everyone was getting battled. Like everyone was I was just crazy, I was so hungry, and like getting into a songwriter, it's a different hunger, and it's like
yeah,
you gotta really have a lot of confidence and a lot of like you gotta really believe in yourself.
yeah,
Now, the battler, you just gotta really believe in the punchline, and
yeah,
really, yeah,
yeah.
you do, and like like I remember one time I annihilated a battle, I was like. Yo, and the girl was in the crowd, the guy's girlfriend who I was battling, and I was like, I see wifey in the crowd. She's looking like she's 52. She ride dick, her tits clap, her clit so fat, give your fist stabs. And like, he just choked. He just was done. He was done. It was done. That was it. Right? That was it. And it was like, when I said that bar to myself in my living room alone, I was like, that is so hard. And like this would give me the excitement, the encouragement, and then writing a song is like, okay, I gotta really fucking gotta be relatable. Now
Yeah,
you
you gotta
that's
put yourself
funny.
into it.
Shit's funny. You diss someone, someone's laughing, like somebody's laughing,
Oh
but
yeah, for sure.
gotta be relatable. That's one thing that I learned for sure, and that's where I'm learning the difference of like a song like Holy Now versus Coming Home. Like Coming Home, you'll have to check some of the stuff on Spotify. That song, um,
Are you on title?
yeah, I'm on that too.
Okay,
I'm on platforms. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Coming Home, I don't know if Coming Home is, but I don't know. I don't know if you've seen the music video. Hold on, buddy. The music. Yeah, buddy, go ahead. The music video for the remix I did. Did you see the remix?
There was a
Wake Me Up. That's the remix. I actually am offbeat rapping on that.
there was like three or four that I checked out on the same YouTube
Yeah,
channel that
I believe there's only 3 I have videos out.
yeah.
I don't have much video material. That's something that um videos are kind of hard to like plan out, produce. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's thought that goes into it. Like I feel like if I'm putting my money into something, I have to really
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Utilize it, get the best out of it. Get what I mean?
Well, I even find like with videos, like I've done like quite a few videos myself. Um, if I- if you just get like depending on the song, like if it's just like a like rap have fun song and it's summertime, you just hit the right location and you got it. Like just,
Yeah, this
if you know where to look for the angles, be like okay, I need to shoot the person this angle so we can see this in the background. If you know the locations, like you can even have like a dope shot where the artist stands in the same spot. They just turn around and the cameraman goes to their spot, so you can have a different scene.
okay, dude, say that again. What the cameraman goes?
Okay, like you can have the artist stay in one spot and have
Okay.
like the cameraman shoot them from like one angle,
Yep.
and then have the cameraman move to like the complete opposite side,
Yep.
and then shoot them that way. And then you've had two really good scenes. If it's a really good spot, you have two really good scenes within like a couple minutes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. See, this is the eye of detail and the things that go also important into doing your own video.
Videos.
Yeah, the synopsis and everything of a video, like so many different aspects. I was doing Curl Friends with Casper and I didn't even know we were going to do it at a curling arena. Like that we were legit curling. Like we get in there on the ice and we're curling. Like, oh my God. I've not been on ice. No. So it was know your shit before you do a music video.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, sometimes the music, some just personalities just add to it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I didn't want to hold you too long. I think this is around the time we were thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll wrap this up. Where can people find your music
Go to
and hit
Spotify,
up Spotify?
iTunes. Yeah. Check it out. Some like the new stuff that I'm releasing, I'll release off Spotify only. Spotify and YouTube. So I recommend.
Okay.
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 Thank you,
So
brother.
everybody that tuned into the live, make sure you follow both of us. And yeah, anytime you got new stuff to promote, just let me know, and we can do
Thank
this
you.
again.
Appreciate it. I'll send some new stuff your way. I'm gonna be releasing in 2 weeks my single "Cursive" off the new album.
All right, and send those battles.
Ah,
All
oh yes, yes. Okay, I'll tag you in them.
right, awesome, awesome. All
Bye.
right, peace.